Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining today's session. My name is Jennifer Bento-Pinion. I am here at MEFA on the college planning team as program manager for MEFA Pathway. And today our session will be focusing on MEFA Pathway and how the platform has features that can help students prepare for post-secondary success through the college and career advising program and help align the framework and MyCAP, the My Career and Academic Plan, with MEFA Pathway. So just to give you a little background on MEFA Pathway, Pathway is a complete college and career planning resource for students, high school counselors, education policymakers across the Commonwealth. It's offered to all middle and high schools in Massachusetts, free of cost, by the Massachusetts Educational Financing Authority, otherwise known as MEFA. MEFA Pathway plays a key role in the Commonwealth's efforts around college and career readiness and success by increasing access to information about higher education and career opportunities for all types of students. So Pathway provides access to academic and professional success to learners across the Commonwealth by setting each student on a path to college and career success. So rather than a one-size-fits-all approach to future planning, Pathway is tailored to meet the needs of the Commonwealth's diverse student and workforce populations by offering comprehensive tools in one easily accessible website. So Pathway offers interactive planning, college and career search tools, along with providing comprehensive data on student academic readiness and success. It offers communication tools and centralized student tracking. So imported student data is at the basis of the platform, which leads to powerful reporting capabilities for an educator. So it incorporates both qualified student data and student preferences in one location. So when a school signs an agreement, we work with your designated data manager to upload the selected DESI file and import that directly into the Pathway system, which then creates a secure community for your school where only users from that school have access to your community. So today we will show you how you can align the three core objectives of college and career readiness with activities within MEFA Pathway. So that's academic preparation, workforce readiness, and personal and social skills. So we will go through the different features and in the student view, and then we'll tie those into the educator user role. So I'm going to go on, this is our main landing page here. It's mefapathway.org. And as a student, when the student is first creating an account, registering, they will just merely click on I am a student. And then as a first-time user, they will click on register here. So then the student will be brought through 3 registration pages, which are very quick, and it's just basic information. So it takes maybe 2 minutes. So first name, last name, date of birth, the city or town the school is in. So just as an example, let's select Acton. And then the town that you select, the drop-down box will show all of the schools that are within that particular town. So the student selects a school, and then they click Submit. It brings them to the second page. The second page, they add a mailing address. They put in their year of graduation. And then the third and final page is where the student creates a username, a password, and they do have to have an email address. And then they create 2 security questions. So the security questions in the email address are for if and when the student has to reset their password. So we have the student create security questions just in case they do not have access to a personal email address when they're in school, because sometimes schools don't allow that. So they have one of 2 ways to reset a password. That seems to be the biggest problem, is students forgetting their password. So we have to have an easy way to reset. All right, so after the student goes through the registration process, creates their account, they'll be launched directly into the site, but I have to do my login for my test account here. So when the student returns, they just merely put in their username and password, and then click Submit. So when the student is when they first create their account, this is my test account again. So I've been working in it, and when subsequently, when the student logs in, they will be brought to this dashboard. But when their very first login, they're brought to this profile page, because this profile page will prompt them to start adding information into their profile, which directly feeds into the resume piece. So, and I'm going to show you how that works. But that the dashboard, just to show you that once a student gets, working on different activities, it shows the student the progress. So this is my test account is a grade 12 student. So our grade 12 student sees activities that are appropriate or suggested for grade 12. So a grade 9 student will see different suggested activities on their page. So I'll just scroll down slowly here to show you what the suggested activities for a grade 12 student. So here we are. So they're they're working on their career list, they're finalizing their college list, managing applications, etc. So this really is a great way for the student when they log in to see, okay, what's next? What do I need to do? What do I need to do next? Where are my weak areas, and what progress have I made? So this is a really great page for the student to see when they first log in. All right, so let's go over to I will bring you through the profile piece first. So when the student, grade 9 first starts using MEFA Pathway in high school, they will start adding information within these profile pages. So all of these profile pages have the profile pages. The main profile page has a number of subpages. So all of the information that the student puts into these subpages will tie into the resume piece. So this is their personal information, school here. If they're the school that they attach themselves to during the registration process will automatically appear on this page, but if they have a school that they attended previous, they can add that in. So activities, this page is where the student will add any clubs, sports. I'll show you the drop-down box here so you can just get an idea of what would be included on this page. There's a number of options. If the student doesn't find what they would like to add on this page, they can just click Other, and then they can give the details of that. So if they wanted to select, let's see, say they're involved in an internship and they're in grade 11 and 12, they can say that maybe they just did that during the school year. Do you plan to continue at college? They can add details, so position held or description. And then once they add the information, they just click Save. And once it's saved, it appears on this activities page. So I'll just show you some of the things that have been added here. There are quite a few. Again, this is my test account, so we have folks that are always adding things, which is great. We have a lot on this page. All right, honors and awards. This is where the student can add any awards they've received, if they've made the honor roll, that sort of thing. Skills and strengths. So all the pages work the same way. They just add what they would like to include. Employment. You also, when you're working with the students, you want to remind them to think about things that they do outside of school. So anything like after 3 p.m., because a lot of times students don't think of the babysitting job that they have, or that they're volunteering at church once a week, or that sort of thing. So we want to encourage students to get all of the great activities, whatever they've been doing, right into this to the profile piece. So once a student starts working on that, then I'll bring you over to the resume builder here. The student will see, I'll just scroll down slowly here, that we have all of the information that's been added within those profile pages are now on this main resume page. So the student can select what they would like to appear on a particular resume, and then they can save a particular resume, name it, and then go back to it. So they wanted to add an objective, they could do that here, and then they just deselect what they do not want to appear, and then click Save. And I will show you, we have a number of saved resumes here. So this is what it looks like when they've when when they have been saved. So we have, you can name them, you can date them, you can do it however you like. So let's just view this one that was created last May. And so we have, this is what it looks like here. This is the resume style. This is the classic resume style. An objective was not added on this particular resume, but you can see what was added. And then from here, the student can change the resume style if they like. So here's the modern style. And then they can download as a PDF or they can download as a Word doc. So if they download as a Word doc, they can edit further. They can change the font, they can change the order. So it's a great way to manage a resume, and then they can create different views for different, for whatever they need it for. Maybe they need a resume for a job application, or they need a resume for a college application. So those might be a little different. So it's very, very simple to use, and we encourage students to start working on the profile in grade 9 and then building from there, because if they start this in grade 11, it's kind of difficult to remember back, to all the great things that they've done. All right, so that is the resume builder. The other piece I wanted to show you is the Discover Careers. So this is quite a robust feature. There's a lot within these pages here. The first thing I'll show you is this is the overview page, but the get to know yourself. So we have 3 assessments within the site. We have what are your interests, what are your work values, and what are your skills. The interests in the work values assessments, the results of those tie into the career search. So we definitely want to encourage students to take those assessments. Now on the educator side, the results of the assessments are viewable by the educator on their side. So that's a great feature. But let me show you what this looks like here. So the interest inventory, so this is 30 activities, and it's based off the Holland codes. And the student can take this they can reset up to 3 times, and they can reset as many times as they like, but 3 sets of results will be shown on the educator side. And so if the student wants to review their previous results, they just click that. And if they want to take it again, they just click Get Started, and it will reset. So I won't, the student, just to show you what it looks like. So there's the activity, and then they rate it from I hate it to I love it. So they go through the 30. I won't take you through the 30 because that takes a few, but I'll show you what the results page looks like. So I'm going to click previous results because the student has already taken this inventory. And now we'll see that their top 3 results appear here. And we can remove the results. And so right here as well, if they have taken this for the first time, they'll click Save Results here. So this is where they'll either save or remove the results. So if we scroll down a little bit, we'll see that we have a little summary of all of the different results that are possible to get. Now, if the student wants to look at careers that are associated with the artistic result, they just click that, and then this brings them to a nice list of related careers. So maybe they want to look at, let's see, a desktop publisher. So let's click on that. So this is just one way that the student can get to explore and discover different careers, just going right from their assessment results. So here we have the desktop publisher, and then at the top we have some general information about that career. And then as we scroll down, we'll get a little more in depth. So we have daily tasks, work activities. Maybe the student wants to go look at another career that's similar to this one. They can just click, right? It'll bring them to another career page. They can look at professional qualifications. This is important. What kind of preparation is required for this occupation? Knowledge required. And then at the very bottom, we have how does this career match to you? So we have the students, we have the interests and the values inventory. And then to the right here, we have this student has taken both inventories. So we have their top interests, their top values, and how does that match to this career's top interest and values. So as you can see here, that artistic piece is right on tap. Whereas, and then the achievement with the values, also independence. So this could be a pretty strong match for this student. So now if they want to save this career to their careers list, they just click save, and then that career will appear on this career list. So here are all the careers that the student has added. They have 37, and then they can favorite those careers over here to the right. So once the student has favorited a career to their list, it then appears on their digital portfolio. So the digital portfolio is important because this is a visual representation of the student. So this is a picture that will continually grow and change as they learn more about themselves, their affinities, as well as their aptitudes and accomplishments. So the purpose of the digital portfolio, it philosophically adheres to the MyCAP objective in that it is a place for the student to document their journey. So it should instill a sense of relevance early on and help to legitimize the student's dreams and ambitions, regardless of grade level, learning environment, that sort of thing. So it includes, I'll just show you, not to make you dizzy here by scrolling all over the place, but we have the activities. So this is information that the student has added on that profile page. They can add their favorite subjects right from this page. Their interests they add right from this page. The colleges, so the student is adding colleges and careers to their lists, and then once they favorite either of those, they're on their digital portfolio. So they have to favorite the college or career in order for it to appear on this page. The get to know yourself, so these are the interest test results, the values test results, their top three. And then the learning style inventory, so this is an external assessment that they can access right from here. So they take the assessment outside of Pathway, but then they can put their top learning style right in here too. So it's viewable. Skills, this is editable right from here. Honors and awards, that comes from that profile piece, and then they have access to the resume page right from here. So this page can be downloaded and then saved. So this is, again, a great way for the student just to it's a representation, or we call it a repository too, of all of the great things that they're working on in this site. And again, these are activities that the educator can see on their side. So just to go circle back to the Discover Careers page here. So the inventories, we have the interests, the values, and which tie into the career piece, and then the skills. So that is something I'll show you that the student, I'll just show you here. Let's see, let's get started. So they say, okay, active learning, it's a little description of what that is, and then they rate themselves. So there are 32 skills. It takes a few minutes, but it's a really great activity for the student. So now the career search page. So this is the main career search page, which the student can, sky's the limit on this. The students love this feature. It's so wonderful to see them work through the different pieces and just explore different types of careers, what they entail. They can search so many different ways here. I'll just do a quick little an example. So we have categories. So if a student wants to say they're interested in, maybe they're a STEM student. So we get the science, technology, engineering, and math. So I just clicked on that. Now we're brought to 95 careers. And I should have mentioned before, all of the information on the careers comes from ONET. So it's a pretty large database of careers, and it is updated. All right, so we clicked on the category here, And then maybe the student wants to add in their top results of their interests inventory. So they just click on Use My Interests, and now their top 3 results are automatically checked off, and now we have a list of corresponding careers. So now we're down to 7. So based on those results and the category, we're down to 7. So maybe the student wants to go even further and say, all right, well, I'd like to go to school for 2 years or receive some sort of vocational training, and now we're down to 1. So based on the filters, the student they can generate a very long list, or they can really hone in on a specific area. So the student wants to save this search, they just click Save Search, they name it, and then they can go back to a search. Here's a list of, we just have a few here, but these are previously saved searches. So again, just a really great way for students to start looking at what they may want to do after high school, whether that's a 4-year degree or a vocational training. They can explore and discover right through this website here, which is really great. Underneath the Build a Career Plan, we have our Goals and Strategies page, which is probably one of my favorite pages within the site, because I think it just really gets students thinking about both short and long-term goals and how they can match those goals up with strategies. And then again, on the educator side, you're able to look at those goals, look at those strategies, maybe compare and contrast how they've changed over the last couple of years for a student, look at the trends, look at the differences. But very simple to add a goal. They can add up to 3 career, personal, and academic goals. So very simple, just click Add a Goal. They fill out the corresponding box and then save it. So very, very simple. And again, they can add up to 3 of each of the academic, personal, and career goals. So very, very simple. All right, so moving on. We are going to now quickly, maybe not so quickly, but log into the counselor portal just to show you. I'm going to kind of stay away from the college search just because I want to really focus on the MyCAP, the MyCAP goals and objectives. So we looked at the resume, we looked at the building up the careers, and then we looked at the goals and strategies page. All right, so now I'm going to log out of the student view, and I'm going to log into our counselor view. So when you're a counselor and you're part of an affiliate school, we create an account for you that gives you access to the counselor portal. So unless you're one of our affiliate schools, which is really easy to do, and there's no cost involved in this at all, unless you're one of our affiliate schools, you do not have access. But anyone can access this great counselor landing page without even logging in. So there's a lot of information on this page. We have important dates coming up. We just implemented these lesson plans, which we will have more to offer, but for now we have a small handful. So you can just access whatever lesson plan is interesting to you and download it. So very, very simple. So we're proud to just to added these in within the last couple of weeks. We have our school spotlight and then all of our webinars and trainings that we offer, along with any recorded webinars that we have. Recent news, we have MEFA offers many different we are continuously offering different blog posts, so you can access some of those here as well. All right, so that's the counselor portal landing page, but as a counselor, to log in, very simple. Again, I would create an account for you. You would receive a username and you'd create a password for yourself, and you would use that on this page. You'd sign in. Now, this is a little different than what you would see. When you have access to your secure community, you would not see this drop-down box. You would just be launched right into your account. So this is the dashboard. This is what you would see when you log in. We have a number of global reports that are available, and then if you are a school that would like a specific report, we can create whatever you like. So you just get in touch with us and you say, okay, I would like to see, the students' interest inventories, their values inventories, and their goals on a report. And we would create that for you and drop that right probably just right on this reports bucket here, and then you have access to that. So these are some of the global reports that we've created, just reports that we think people would, educators would utilize. So the tools section here, so this is where you could access very simply the local scholarship page. So you have the ability as the educator to add any local scholarships that are available to your students, upload student records. So this is where you would go, your data manager would go to upload your the file, the student demographic file. So again, just to explain this a little bit, this the file that you prepare for DESE is the exact same file that the system accepts. So it's very, very simple to do. You merely remove the headers from the DESE file and then select your file type, and you find the file type, which is saved on your computer, and then you upload it. And if there are any errors on the errors being like if there's a blank or the format is off, it shouldn't be, because it's it's the same file that DESE that you send to DESE. You would receive a little error message with what you did wrong. So very simple, and we can walk you through the process too if you have any trouble. So that's how you upload the file, and then we do have a direct link to Edwin here, which is great to have right at your fingertips. And then if we scroll down, you'll see that we have metrics for your total student population. So at a glance, you can see how many accounts are registered, how many students have started their profile, how many have saved resumes, etc. So this is great, just like I said, at a glance to access. And then if you wanted to see if you wanted to see the actual students that have registered accounts, you just click on this and it'll give you the list of students. So very, very simple. All right, so getting to the MyCAP tool. So I'm going to bring up my test student here. So you can access a list of students if you like. If you wanted to, if you didn't find the list of students you wanted to access on this reports page, you could do the advanced search. So say you work with all of the students. You want to see all of the students with the last name beginning with B. You just put B, and then the percentage sign works as the wildcard, and then you would get the list of students with the last name of B. If you wanted to look at a particular student and just look at the one student, you would type in their name here. And this is my test student. I'm just going to type Smith, and then Jennifer Smith's details page will appear here. So what we see when we first access a student is the profile. So you just get some little tidbits of information here on the student. But as you can see, going down the left side of the page here, we have many, many different, you can really hone in on specifics of a student depending on what you want to look at. So, but I want to show you the MyCAP tool. So we went forth and worked with DESE and created this page based upon the areas that the student the activities that the student would be working on their end. So some of the information on this page comes from the uploaded student data file. Some information comes from the student side, which connects to this page, and then some information is added by the educator. So, for example, up on the top here, this information in this second box here, 504 IEP, EPP, this is all data that would come from that uploaded student information file. So you would see if a student has a 504 plan, you would see that as a Y here. State agency involvement, this is something that you would add as the counselor if that's applicable to the student. Barriers to success, this would be something that the educator would add. So you have the drop-down box. If you don't find what you want here, you can just click other and then type in what you like. So that's something that the educator manages. Student identified characteristics. Now the information now, as I scroll down, comes from the student. So if the student has added goals, those academic, personal, and career goals, those are shown here. Then we have activities, so this comes from the student's profile. Their course history and the high school roadmap, that would come from the course planner on the student side. And the course planner is something that it's still in development. We're getting close, but we want to make sure that it's what our educators and our students will use and have it be as intuitive as possible. So we're taking some extra time on getting that the course planner as a live, but it's coming. The assessments. So this is where we have the students, their interests, their top work values, and as I had mentioned before, the student can retake. Well, they can retake the assessment as many times as they like, but the educator will see the most recent 3 that were saved. So the same goes for the work values. And then the skills. What are my skills? Inventory. We'll see how the student rated them here. So we'll just scroll down. There's quite a few of them. You can see how the student rates themselves, that is. And then the sports or interventions, this is something that the educator adds, and then the educator also can add comments. So add comments. Anytime you make a change or add something onto this page, you just click save, and whatever you've added will save, and then you'll be brought back to the page. So very simple to use, and you can print this out if you like. You just right click and you can print that out. So again, the core objectives of MyCAP can be captured in both the student view and then viewable easily by the educator in MEFA Pathway. So that concludes our session here today. I want to thank you for joining us. And I'm going to leave my contact information on the screen here. In case you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to me directly, either by email or a phone call. I'd be happy to answer any questions. If you are a school that does not currently use MEFA Pathway and you're interested, certainly reach out. It's a very, very simple process to get on board, to become an affiliate school. Again, there's no cost involved. And you have, all of these great features right at your fingertips, and the support offered as well is right there. So thank you for joining. I'll leave this up for a couple of minutes, and have a great day. Thank you.